When people come and ask me, what's your opinion about the Prophet's birthday? I say, I don't have an opinion about the Prophet's birthday, because that's not an issue. The issue is our children are doing drugs. The issue is kids are leaving Islam. That's an issue. You want to spend your energies debating whether it's halal or haram or bid'ah or sunnah, when you have people leaving the deen itself? What is wrong with you? It's a non-issue. Well, should we pray 8 Taraweeh or 20 Taraweeh? I don't care. People aren't even praying. Pray 13. I don't care. At least somebody come to the masjid at least. Come to the masjid at least. You know how many sisters have come up to me? I teach Surah Al-Rahman. And in Surah Al-Rahman, Allah talks about hellfire. And I remind people that we should be worried to save our families from the hellfire. Sisters coming up to me telling my husband is addicted to alcohol. What should I do? I don't know what to do. You know? I don't even know where to get help. Muslim family. And he comes, he's in the masjid right now, he's sitting there, but he's addicted to alcohol. And he gets angry if you talk to him about it. And that same guy is going to debate me whether or not I should raise rafa yadayn before I make ruku or not. Really? There's nothing else left to talk about? You see what I'm saying? We have to kill these issues. We have to kill them. We have to give life to the real issues. Raising our children, raising our daughters, specifically our daughters, raising confident sons of Islam. How do we produce the da'is in this ummah? How do we produce them? How are we going to educate ourselves in the ummah and the Quran? How are we going to introduce the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ to everybody? Every man, woman and child should know what this man was like and how he spent his life. How are we going to do that? How are we going to help our teenage students that are having trouble with their faith when they take an evolution class? How are we going to... These are issues. This is right now. This is happening right now. Other stuff, it's very interesting. I don't say it's not interesting. I think it's very interesting. One time when I was younger, I read a 30-page paper on whether or not leather socks or cotton socks for wudu. A 30-page paper. If you were to ask me to read that again, I would say no. And if anybody else was going to read it, I'd say no, just follow a scholar. There's more bigger things to worry about, man. I don't care either way. Just there's more important stuff. This is the Muslim mentality has to change. Our mentality has to become what is priority? What is the real focus? And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody by this, but I do believe it's hurting the ummah. I personally am convinced of that. It's hurting the ummah. What the Quran made a priority is a priority for us. What the Quran did not make a priority is not a priority for us. And did Allah, make a big deal out of the question where Allah is? People come and ask, where is Allah? Is He up in the 7th heaven or is He everywhere? Did Allah ask that question? Did the Sahaba ask that question? Did they repeatedly ask this question? No. Our priorities should be the Quran's priorities. The things we repeat the most are the things Allah repeats the most. What does Allah repeat the most? Taqwa. Have taqwa, have taqwa. 200 sometimes taqwa. What does Allah repeat the most? Don't be like Bani Israel. Don't be like Bani Israel. That's what He repeats the most. That's what we should repeat. This is what should become our main concern, our priority. We have to get away from distractions. We really do, as a people. As a people. And last comment I'll share with you about this. And I'm not saying any of you are like this, but I've seen this many times. There are people, they don't pray. And even if they pray, it's like one of those, the fastest prayer record you've ever seen kind of prayer. You ever seen those? That's a cardiovascular exercise. It's a workout, their prayer. Okay? And then, they don't pray. Number 2, they have no problem with riba in their life. No problem whatsoever. They have inappropriate kinds of gatherings. They have done nothing to raise their children. They are engaged in all kinds of haram business. But when they sit and discuss Islam, they say, well, Islam, what does it say about, what is the 7 heavens? What is that? And what does Islam say about slavery? And what does Islam say about, they come up with these, 4 wives. What's this issue with 4 wives? This is all their Islam is. You know why? Because they're so deeply drowning in sin, they don't want to address that issue. That's the real issue. So they don't have to address that, but they still want to talk about Islam, so talk about something other on the side in Islam that doesn't have to do with my real life. So bring that up to me. let's talk about that. How come the Quran says this about Jannah or that about Jannah? Or I need to understand, what's going to happen to Christians on Judgment Day. Bro, what's going to happen to you on Judgment Day? Forget the Christians, what's going to happen to you? People come and ask me, well, what do women get in Jannah? Allah will take care of them, don't worry about it. You get there. You're like, your ticket's already purchased, you're worried about the women now? Come on. We have to be realistic Muslims. Realistic. We deal with reality on the ground, and we look at our religion, and we look for solutions for the problems we're facing right now.